2026 is looking to be a huge year for the gaming calendar, and I've compiled a list of the 11 biggest releases, and I am here to tell you whether they are going to be hits or whether they're going to be flops, and what I think will succeed and what I think will fail. I think that based off of what I know about these games, I'll come up with what I believe to be the most accurate decisions for all of these. If you question any of my methods and you want to let me know what you think will be good or bad, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, let's get into it. I've ordered these 11 movies from release, so we'll be going from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, beginning off with one of the biggest IP games of the year. So in Resident Evil Requiem, we have the return of Leon Kennedy, and we have the return of that survival horror aspect, and it's also mixing that horror aspect together with it as well. Now, so far with all the reviews and stuff that are coming out, I think that everyone sounds very pleased with it. Like, I saw the IGN preview of it, and they sound like they really like it a lot, but whether Metacritic will acclaim as like universal acclaim or one level below is kind of a middle ground. I really don't think it's going to go above 90%, and I really don't think it's going to go below 74. So let's see how the previous games have done. So Resident Evil 7 Biohazard did 86%, and I think that's good for that one, and I think that they're rating these things appropriately. Let's see what they gave Resident Evil 8. So Resident Evil 8, 84, yeah, it's a little worse than 7, so I would agree with that. So I think that it's going to be somewhere between the 80 and 90 range. I feel like it's going to do something innovative with that whole third person, first person thing, and the critics are really going to like that. So yeah, I think it's going to be in that generally favorable range. Up next, we have Marathon. So this is another extraction shooter that's coming out soon, and it's made by Bungie Games, who made Titanfall and a couple of other big games. But you know, this is an extraction shooter, and we're living in a world of extraction shooters right now that just flop, that fail, that some of them even thrive, like Arc Raiders and Escape from Tarkov have done really well, but some have really failed a lot. Now, whether this is going to be a Concord situation or if it's going to be like a Arc Raiders situation is very up in the air. But here's the thing. I've heard that this game came out a while ago in beta for a lot of people to test, and people hated it, and they kind of just reworked the game. I feel like that gives me vibes that they just shoehorned in this extraction shooter aspect. So, you know, my hopes really aren't that high for this game, and you know, with Arc Raiders still in its prime right now, I really feel like this is just going to be one that fails and dies after a little while, to be honest. I mean, those first trailers looked really good, but I mean, I watched gameplay for the game in the final release. This weekend there's a beta, so I guess that'll really make us feel how it is. But yeah, I mean, as of now, I think that the gameplay and the Bungie FPS things will really carry it, but I think that this whole extraction shooter thing could end up being like a Concord situation. Concord got a 62, which is pretty, I mean, 60 I feel like is a little high for it. Like, I think the user score is a little better. I mean, this game just had nothing going for it, but I feel like they're generous, the critics, with this type of game. I feel like they're going to be generous with this one. They were generous with Titanfall, which was a good game, but I don't think they're going to be that generous. I feel like this is going to be low 70s to high 60s. Up next on March 19th, we have Crimson Desert, which this game looks awesome. I mean, it looks like a really cool MMORPG type game. It looks like it's open world and big, but the thing that kind of makes me skeptical is that the world could be so big that like encounters feel random and it's not very built well, like some parts feel empty. So there's a lot that could go wrong with this, but from what I've seen, the gameplay and the trailers just looking really cool. It looks like this thing's been in production for a long time. They've really tried to flesh it out. So I do trust it's going to be a good game, though it could also fall into that mixed or average category as well if it kind of messes stuff up and that stuff's hidden in the previews and the trailer, which obviously it would be. But yeah, a lot can go wrong, but I'm going to be optimistic here. I feel like it could actually go up here if it turns out to be like amazing and one of the greatest RPG games ever or something like that. But even like Skyrim and those iconic ones aren't that high into the 90s. So I feel like this one's going to be very safe here in the generally favorable range here. I feel like it's going to be, if it's good, mid 80s to high 80s. I don't know if it'll reach universal acclaim, but I guess we'll see. I mean, it really, when it comes out, we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, some of it just makes me a little skeptical, which is why I'm not putting it up here. I do feel like too, it could easily fall down here. So this one could go anywhere, but I feel like this is a very safe range. I feel like some people might be mixed on it, whether they like RPGs or not. So yeah, I feel like it's going to go in the middle here. somewhere between 75 and 89. But yeah, like I said, somewhere in the 80s. I mean, mid 80s to high 80s if it's good, and lower if it's like a mid RPG. Up next, we have this indie game. Mouse PI for Hire is an indie game coming out soon. It has a lot of good voice actors. The animation is really cool and it looks like really sick gameplay. It looks like a lot of fun. I mean, I was skeptical just by like the posters and what it looked like, but watching these trailers, it gives me hope that this game will just be an amazing game that is a fun playthrough and has a lot of cool action sequences and things like that. I feel like this will be for sure a hit with the critics and things, but I feel like the only thing that could set it back is maybe it's not too long in length, because it's an indie game and it also has this art style. I feel like it could be pretty short for a game, and depending on how much it's priced for, I feel like that could be the big controversy with this one. But yeah, I'm not too sure of any flaws this could have. I mean, it just looks like a good time and it looks like it's been in production a long time. I feel like it's going to be a hit. I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be a critical success. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it could go up here if it ends up being a good length game with a good story. I feel like it could end up here, but I'm gonna put it in the high 80s. Life is Strange Reunion releases on March 26th, very soon from the announcement of the game, I will say. I mean, that's crazy. It comes out in just a little over a month when I feel like this game just got announced. These Life is Strange games on Metacritic previously have gotten the first one an 85, and the first one is really good. And the second one got a 78, which I feel like is pretty good for that game. I mean, I think I like that one better than the first one when it came out. But yeah, I mean, so this overall, I mean, even with the new art style, by the way, True Colors 81%, which is very high. And Double Exposure actually got a 73, which is a bit worse. Now here's the thing, I feel like this is going to be closer to Double Exposure in terms of story. I mean, I really don't like this new animation style. I feel like the characters don't look the same. I feel like this one could kind of flop. I feel like this could end up being in that mixed or average tier, just because, I mean, they're shoehorning in these characters, bringing them back for nostalgia. They already fumbled the return of Max and the return of Chloe as well. I feel like at this point, this game series is just not determined to fail, but it's not in that success range that it used to be. And I mean, this game, not even called Life is Strange 3, not even called Life is Strange 4, they already fumbled this whole thing. Why not fumble the story as well? So, you know, I'm going to be a little pessimistic here and put it in the mixed or average tier, which still, that's not bad. I feel like this will be low 70s though, or high 60s. I feel like this one is going to be too short or too underproduced. The story is going to be bad, or it's going to be boring or something like that. That'll just put it lower. So yeah, that's going to be my second one in that tier. And then on April 16th, we have this legendary game, Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, Tomodachi Life 2. I am so excited for this game. The first one was super fun. I loved it so much. And this game looks like you could do so much in it. So it looks like a big step up from the last one. This looks like it could even be a bigger game than Animal Crossing and the stuff that drew that in. And that got a 90. So I feel like this game could actually get high 80s. I feel like it could even reach the 90 to 100 range. But the only thing holding it back for me is that the first one was only rated a 7.1. But this game looks like it's that one times 100. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll go up here because it's going to be limited by the stuff you could do, but I feel like it's going to go in the generally favorable tab here. I feel like it could get up here, but it's not gonna, because the critics are going to feel limited or something like that. But I feel like it could end up here. You know what? With all the character creation, the community content, you know, I'm going to put it up here. We've been waiting so long for this. It better be amazing, and I think it will be. So this will be the first one that we put up here. I know it's a very bold decision and I could be really wrong, but I have a lot of hope that this will be just one of the greatest, most fun, addicting games ever, up there with Animal Crossing. So yeah, I'm putting it up here and that's where it's staying. Okay. Saros is the spiritual successor to Returnal. It releases on April 30th. It looks like it has a lot of the same gameplay, a lot of the same story aspect with the same bosses type deal. Same kind of game, different font. Amazing for players that liked Returnal. It looks like it'll step it up. I'd hope it will, you know, since it's basically the same game. No hate or anything. It's not my type of thing, but you know, the first one got 86, so it's very safe to say this is going to be in that same range. I don't think it's going to be bad or anything. I feel like it's going to be better if anything. But although Returnal was iconic, kind of when the PlayStation 5 came out, it was kind of the first big game that released on PS5 with those controls. One of the first. But yeah, so I don't think it'll have the same impact. I don't know if the story will be as good. I remember the story was interesting in Returnal, but also could be because this one seems a little more grounded. There's more characters, which Returnal didn't have a lot of characters. So yeah, very, very safe. I think this is probably our safest one yet, except for maybe Resident Evil. Up next, we have Directive 8020. Directive 8020 releases on May 12th, and it's the 5th entry in the Dark Pictures franchise, which Until Dawn's my favorite game ever. So of course, you know, I played all those Dark Pictures games, but I feel like Supermassive Games has been fumbling and falling with all their games after Until Dawn. Maybe it's because they don't have the PlayStation Studios input, but you know what? They spent a lot of time on this game. I feel like this is going to be the first big hit of the series that actually succeeds. I mean, House of Ashes succeeded, but I think this one will be a W for people who like the series, but Metacritic hasn't been very nice to the series. They weren't even nice to Until Dawn, so I think this one's going to go in the mixed or average tier just because the critics aren't going to like it, but I feel like this one the users might like a lot if they didn't have those bugs in there. I know there's a lot of people that play all these games, and I've seen a couple of them just not play anymore because of the bugs. So, you know, I'm really hoping that the bugs don't, you know, kill the game again. So yeah, I mean, this is going to go in this mixer average tier. I think that it'll be fun. I'm going to get it, and I think it'll be a fun game, but just like with movies, critics don't really like horror. So I'm going to put it down here. I hope it's not a buggy mess. They've taken a while, so I don't think it will be. I think it'll be good, but I think that critically it'll go in here. And that releases on May 12th. 007 First Light releases May 27th. This was a game that I had zero interest in until this recent state of play where the trailer just really made me hopeful for it. It looked like Uncharted, so I'm very excited for it. I think that'll be a big success. I mean, I don't think it's going to go in this universal acclaim tier, but I feel like it'll definitely be favorable. I mean, all of the Uncharted games went in 90s to 100, and this looks a lot like Uncharted. And Hitman is always in the high 80s, so you know what? I feel like this could be a classic. I mean, with that Hitman combat and that Uncharted type story, you know, I'm gonna make a very bold decision. Even though it's an IP series, you know, I'm gonna put this in the universal acclaim tier. I feel like this could be really good actually, even though it's a James Bond IP game, which I'm not even a fan of the James Bond series. I just have a lot of hope with it looking like Uncharted and the gameplay being good. Silent Hill Townfall does not have a release date yet, but I'm gonna assume it comes out next in October or somewhere around that range, just in that horror area, September, October. And the Silent Hill 2 remake got 86, and Silent Hill F also got an 86 critically, so you know, I feel like it's a very 80 range, the Silent Hill series, but this one does look like it goes back to those roots of Silent Hill being in a scary town with someone that's going through trouble, which I like a lot. So I hope that the story's good, and if the gameplay is anything like those 2 seconds we see in the trailer and the graphics are like that and the story's good, I feel like this is also going to go in that range. I don't think it's going to be Silent Hill 2 level or anything, and I don't think it'll be bad, even though, you know, the fans are mad it's not in Silent Hill. I feel like it's going to be another hit like Silent Hill F, and it looks like it's going to be maybe the return to horror like Resident Evil 7 did, but I don't know, the graphics I don't like, but people love the Silent Hill F and that had similar graphics, so I have high hopes for this one to be mid 80s-ish. Last but very much not least, we have GTA 6. GTA 6 has been in production for years and years, and come on guys, GTA 5 had a 97. This is the easiest 90 to 100 I've ever seen in my life, so this one's gonna be a big success, I think. I don't think it's gonna flop or anything. I feel like Rockstar is taking their sweet time delivering us a product that's gonna be worth it. I feel like they wouldn't delay if they're gonna put out some trash. I feel like there's people sweating back there working hard, so yeah, I'm very excited for GTA 6. I really hope it releases this year. I mean, that might be the best joke I made all videos, putting this on the list, but I have high hopes. I'm trying to be optimistic that it releases this year. I think the story's gonna be 10 out of 10, gameplay 10 out of 10 per Rockstar standard. So yeah, I think everything's gonna be amazing. I think this could end up being the game of all games, easiest 90 to 100. But anyways guys, this is gonna be it for this video. Do you like my final tier list? Again, let me know in the comments below what you'd switch around, we didn't end up with anything in this overwhelming dislike area here. I just realized that I had these bottom 2 tiers switch. Now, I don't think Marathon's gonna go that low. I feel like it'll be up here. I mean, even Concord got up here, so I still wouldn't change anything on my list, but I am sorry about that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have any differences you'd make to this list, if you'd move anything around. Right now, I think the only one that I'm kind of up in the air on is this one and this one, which this is just me being an optimist, but also based off that trailer we saw and the time it's taken. So yeah, I feel like this is the only one that could go either way, up or down, in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you'd change and let me know why. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you follow for more content like this. I'm still trying to grow on YouTube. The next goal is 10 subscribers. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.